Hey, what's up? This is Toby, and you're watching Shoot the Messenger. All right, so today we got Cassidy and we got Ben. Ben's the newest member of our team. We just brought him in this week. This is the 10th installment of Shoot the Messenger, and we like to talk about, according to her, brain rot stuff that is literally I don't know what's popular on the internet and what is popular on social media, stuff like that. I am the old guy, so I don't know all that stuff. So I need the youngins here to kind of fill me in on, what's hot and what's not. Like I said, we last week talked about Temptation Island. Temptation Island was an interesting show to me, but now that you finally caught up, at least I know you have your 2 cents, at least about how it ended up.
Yeah.
And I know you don't agree with me about some of
a lot more than
couples.
half.
Yeah.
More than half of
Yeah.
it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
It's been a whole argument consistently.
She thinks I stick up for some of the guys when maybe they shouldn't be stuck up for, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
I think almost all of them should rot, but that's me.
There's one guy on the show who had a threesome, and he felt bad afterwards, and I feel like he learned his lesson. She's like, no, I don't think so. I think he's probably just gonna go home and do the same crap that he always does. You know what I mean?
Well, I wouldn't say necessarily that. I think that as soon as his girlfriend said that she's going to leave the island with him, he just kind of might have felt like, okay, it's all over with. Like, we're good. We're fine. Because like he's hugging on her and looking all happy and like relieved. And I understand being relieved to an extent, but the way that he was showing it almost felt like he just thought that it was all going to be done.
You think he's just relieved because she didn't leave him?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So you don't think it's genuine that he regrets what he did? He's just like, oh, thank God I got away with it.
Exactly.
Yeah. I feel like a part of him could feel bad, but not like to the extent of what you're thinking.
He did a good job at tricking me in that sense, because he just seems genuine. He seems like he messed up. He knows he messed up, but
then
and now didn't like how that felt, and now doesn't really want to do that shit no more.
You say that, but then his words talking to other single girls on the island, he's just like, yeah, she's going to take me back as soon as I apologize. It's not going to be that big of a thing.
He did say that earlier in the episode, but you don't, he doesn't get no credit for kicking off the 2 girls he had a threesome with.
No.
Or keeping the one girl that didn't even want to talk to him at all.
He gets some credit in that sense,
he
I guess.
Set himself
but
up to stay away from women after that. Did he not?
I guess.
And so, because he literally, like
angry.
the girls he took into the bathroom, he got rid of them the next week. He said,
yeah,
off the island, vote them off. And then there was one chick that just could not stand him because she's a Christian girl, and she's like, you're a scumbag. You're always trying to sleep with everybody here. I don't like your type.
Mm-hmm.
And then he keeps her. And he's like, and then starts hanging out with her, knowing he has no chance at touching her. And so I felt like he set himself up.
Makes him want it even more.
In Shantae's favor, in my eyes. Right?
I don't know.
But Shantae's rather naive, his girl, and she is, I think everybody was like, do the right thing. He's a dirtbag. Just leave him. You know what I mean? Like, what's the point? And so people are rooting for Shantae. And that's why not everyone's on my side, because obviously people have a soft spot for Shantae because they want her to do the right thing. She wants me to watch some show called
Perfect Match.
Perfect Match.
Which is people from all of the Netflix universe of reality shows coming together trying to find their perfect match.
So Perfect Match
sounds wonderful.
Actual like influencers and stuff, or actors, or what?
Well, no, it's not actor. It's a reality show. All I watch is reality shows.
Yeah.
So I guess you would want to say actors, but
no, I meant you just said they were people from all over. So like, what do you mean?
No, like the Netflix universe realm of like reality shows. So like Love is Blind, Too Hot to Handle,
They would be on.
on
Gotcha.
Perfect Match,
Yeah.
trying to find someone to be with. That there's one girl in the first season from that one like furry show that was like a dating show where they had to like be in like
Being the fursuit.
I mean, I know what furries are.
yeah, that, but like
Now we talking about actual like.
it I didn't watch it.
Okay.
it. I don't believe that they're actually furries.
Mhm.
I
You
think
it's for the show.
yeah, I think that that's the whole premise of the show is like it's basically a blind date, kind of like same vibe as Love is Blind, where they're like on opposite sides of a wall talking, but instead they're like sitting face to face, but like animal.
Yeah, you got to be real tough to wear a fursuit for how many
Yeah.
hours there.
with on a date with
Oh,
someone
yeah.
you've never met.
I mean, if you're like mentally comfortable with that, that's fine. But you're wearing that thing, you are sweaty, you are
Yeah.
smelly. It is hot and heavy in there. So I have a lot of respect for furries for that
For that reason,
yeah, and yeah, but like this wasn't like actual like something that they do in their free time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're getting paid to
Yeah.
put these things on, and yeah, I
And
hope
was it
I
a
hope they're getting
dating
paid
show?
well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I have it, because of just film stuff. I collect like outfits and like masks and stuff. So like in my garage, I got like random like masks all over the place and like stuff. And like my wife thinks it's super creepy, but I just collect that stuff. Like if I'm somewhere and I see there's one there that maybe I could use someday for something, I like grab it. And then I have a bunch of, but I do have like 4 mascot heads that are like the big old rabbit head, one's a tiger head. They're like, the big mascot like heads. And every time someone sees my green screen in my garage and then sees all the
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh Lord! Putting 2 and 2 together.
So every time, and there's a couch right in front of the green screen, so people always go, Toby, is that your thing? I'm like, no, it's not actually. They're just masks. And they're like, oh, it's okay. And I'm like, no, it's not that. It's not that, I promise. So, and that's how I learned. That's how I learned about furries, because people started seeing that and then like bringing up Dancing Bear and stuff to me, and I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about. They're like, you don't know about? I'm like, no, I don't. So I'm kind of naive to the whole furry scene, but that's how I heard about it. Was people thought maybe I might be involved because I have a whole bunch of masks in there.
I want you to show up in a furry costume to work one day.
And I thought about bringing, because he wants to do a kids show, so I thought about bringing in like the rabbit head or something and being like, yeah, you can use something like this. But one of the guys that works here has a Sasquatch uniform, like the full suit, and we tried to interview him on the podcast one day as Sasquatch, basically, and
He's like dying.
he lasted for literally 30 seconds.
Oh god.
He was so hot in there that he was like, I can't. He just took off. He just left the screen, and we were like, well,
Isn't it on the channel still?
Yeah, yeah.
So, like,
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
He comes on, he's like, oh, and I'm like,
I'm out.
yeah, exactly, and then leaves. And we're
keep
like,
in mind,
okay.
he had been sitting in one of those chairs
Mm.
for like, what, 30 minutes
Yeah.
probably?
Waiting for us to give him a cue to come
In
on.
full costume. And
Yeah.
he's just like,
Oh, you gotta keep
But-
that off.
I know, we told him, like, why did you put the mask on, like, at the very beginning? You should have just waited until you were about to come on screen, because he was sat there the whole time. And I could see him looking at me like, hurry up. And I was like, just take the mask off. So he eventually came on and lasted for about a minute, 30 seconds, something like that. So
I remember him storming out too afterwards.
yeah, he wasn't too happy about that.
No.
He actually ended up leaving.
Yeah.
I went out there and he was gone. I'm like,
Yeah.
where'd you go? He just took off. So, but
oh my god.
but
So
yeah, I
funny.
haven't seen no furry dating shows. I don't know where you got that at.
It's on
but
Netflix.
that's crazy. I don't know about that.
I forget what it's called.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it. I don't think I have the mental capacity to sit through that.
Well, the ones when I tried to find other shows afterwards, it was like they were all like in Spanish and stuff. Like they were like
Mm.
I think one was in Brazil, so like they weren't in English, so I didn't really watch them because there was a lot of eye candy, I guess you could say. Like it's pretty visuals, but I was
But
like,
then words.
but I didn't know what anybody was saying, so I just turned it. But and
I
then
don't
and then you told me about a couple shows. And what's the Too Hot to Handle one about?
Oh my god, it's magnificent. I've only seen a few episodes of it years ago. The premise is you get a bunch of hot, just fucking idiots. You just bring them to whatever island, and they tell them it's gonna be like a super sexy show where you're just gonna be around hot people, getting laid, having drinks, whatever. But they
pops out.
yes, that this like robot cone thing who's like the MC.
An Amazon Alexa.
Yeah, it comes out, and what the rules are is that you
No heavy petting, no kissing, no anything
No
past
heavy
kiss.
petting?
Yeah,
you
heavy
don't
petting.
have sex,
Yeah.
no physical gratification,
Yep.
no well if you
No
do any of those things, there's a pool of
self-gratification.
money, and if any of that stuff happens, they take out money.
Yeah.
So and they're when I saw in season 2 so far, there are these two assholes who are macking on each other for however many episodes.
There's always.
Exactly. There's some couples, they're making it worse for everybody because they're making them lose money.
Oh, here's who you might know from it. Season 1, Harry Jowsey. He's some Australian guy. He has a podcast. He's pretty big now after all that. Well, he got famous off of that. Season 1. Same with Francesca, who I love. She just had twins. And I'm following that whole journey. But they're like the two main ones of season 1.
I remember there's a guy in season 2 who plays football in Seattle.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, Cameron, I think.
Why does that? God, I feel ashamed that I remember that name. That name sounds very familiar.
He was also on Perfect Match. He ended up on Perfect Match.
I was wondering,
Yeah.
there might be people on there that I've even
Mhm.
seen from that god awful show.
Yeah, no, they bring in people from every single like Netflix realm of reality show, and it's great for me because I know all of them.
That's your Avengers.
Yes, it really is.
Compared to Temptation Island, then like what's the end game? Like do they kind of like can you leave with somebody? It's kind of like the same type premise.
It's not really like the whole like do
You're not-
you choose to leave with this person?
Yeah, they do kick off people because they're not getting enough action or drama, or they're stirring the pot in a wrong way, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Probably just getting rid of the most boring people is what they were thinking. But yeah, I've never finished a season. I don't really care to.
Yeah.
What happens?
Oh gosh, they haven't come out with a new season in a while. I'm forgetting.
It's only been 3, right?
No, there's like 5.
Okay.
I think they just ultimately split the pot evenly.
Oh, so you're just trying to last.
Yes. Yeah. Without anything sexual, romantic, whatever.
I will say the couple that loses the most amount of money throughout that whole thing, towards the end, they get to stay overnight in a room together.
Yes, I remember that.
And then if they don't do anything,
they took a bath together.
Yeah. Yeah. They then get, I think, all of the money that they lost back into the pot, or half of it. I believe it's all of it.
Oh, I thought it was I don't remember.
They might have switched it. Well, I know eventually throughout the seasons they switched it from $100,000 for the pot to $200,000. So I would assume maybe then it would be the full amount. I don't know.
It reminds me of The Mole.
Yeah.
Because The Mole, have you seen that show? No. The Mole's
That one was really
entertaining.
good.
Yeah, I love that show.
Reality? Or?
Yeah, it's a reality show.
Also
and
on Netflix.
One person, they like do, they do challenges.
Yeah, like split off half and
Yeah, they
half
do-
into teams.
But they're trying to earn money as a whole into this giant pot.
Yeah.
But
that
then,
way, kind of whoever's at the end gets the money, but you still, as a team, want to build it up in case you win. You want a large amount, right? So, but the mole, there's one mole, and no one knows who it is, trying to sabotage the missions, trying to sabotage the money, like sabotage everything. And it's the only thing that makes it difficult on spotting the mole is sometimes you're just like, well,
I just kind of want to mess around and find
yeah,
out.
they're just not that. They might just, I don't know, like if they're messing up on all the challenges, you might just think, oh, they're just not very athletic. They're just not good at this stuff. But they could be doing it on purpose to make you lose money.
Does the audience always know who the mole is? Or?
No.
We have no idea.
That's kind of the fun part is you trying at home to figure out who the mole is the
That's
whole
cool.
damn time.
That's cool.
Yeah. And like I remember the last one, they were down to the last 3 people and they were doing this little maze thing at the end. And I remember the guy, one of the guys was like, and I knew for a fact because you had to memorize the maze to get through it, like each step, left, right, 5 left, 5, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the guys goes, it's diagonal,
And then he goes, oop.
right? He goes diagonal, diagonal, and I'm thinking at home, going, no, it's not. That wasn't even part of that wasn't even part of it, right? Like you're the mole because why would you tell him to do that? That was stupid. She was about to pass it, and you made her go the wrong way. And yeah, and so right away I'm like, he's got to be the mole.
He tricked me for the
You
longest
know?
time. Though.
Yeah, but he was an undercover cop.
I know.
Yeah,
So, like,
yeah. So
but
he was good at the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, in his real life.
Nice.
Well, so Dom from the first season,
Mm-hmm.
he's also on Perfect Match.
Oh.
Just saying.
Oh, okay.
I
so they
enjoyed
just
that
reach
one.
out to all these like reality stars from other shows and say, let's come on
Mhm.
this show.
That long blonde hair guy that was the mole,
Yeah.
also in it.
And so the one you guys were telling me about was what, too hot to handle?
Yeah.
And then what's Perfect Match then?
Perfect Match is literally just like,
Temptation Island.
no, it's like wanting to find someone to date. And there is also challenges in it, like actual like game challenges
Like,
to like go on dates. I'm pretty sure
mm-hmm.
they're coming out with a new season this summer.
And do they
I'm so
win
excited.
money? or anything?
No, I don't think so.
They're just trying to find somebody.
Yeah.
Huh.
Easy.
So have you guys heard of Love Island?
Yeah.
So this is how behind I am about this stuff, though. I'm just telling you, I have no idea. But I
It's
know,
kind of like Love Island.
I know a few years ago, I kept hearing about that show.
Mm-hmm.
And I never watched an episode of it. But then I think Temptation Island, like Love Island, and I'm like, okay, what's the difference?
Oh, there's a huge difference.
Explain.
Temptation Island is like one of its own kind of. Like no one has thought to like put couples onto an island, separate them, and see if one or the other cheats. Basically, is what the premise of that is.
Yeah.
Love Island is also just kind of like Perfect Match, but it's like a certain amount of people. Perfect Match is just kind of like a ton of people. Love Island is kind of like maybe 12 in total. They also do challenges. Yeah. It's good. I liked it.
I've never seen Naked and Afraid, but I did.
Just a switch up.
Well, you'll see why. But I did watch a dating show, where they were naked.
Oh,
Naked Attraction or
Naked
whatever.
Attraction. That is cool. Naked Attraction is cool.
Yeah.
I actually haven't seen that one.
It's
one
all
of the only.
you could find it on YouTube uncensored.
I think it's on HBO Max. Also, I don't
it
know if
could
I
be
would
on
want to
Max.
watch it uncensored.
I mean, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
And so that show's not around anymore.
I have no idea. I just think it's a funny premise. It's really stupid. It's about picking people from physical appearance. And
Nakedly.
Yes.
Nakedly.
Yes.
Nakedly,
Nakedly.
Nice. That's a new word.
Yeah.
But they show sections of the body starting at the feet. So who knows, if you pick someone to stay longer, you might not like
Their knees.
their knees, you might not like their genitals, or they might not have as cool boobies as you'd like,
Yeah.
whatever. So
It's odd.
Yeah.
I again have not seen it.
yeah, great way to inadvertently offend people as well. Because if you are going solely
It gets to right
Yeah.
here and you're just like, no.
with the last 2 people. I'm pretty sure, because with the last 2 people you fully reveal them. I think you go on a date with either both of them or the one you choose, but whoever's picking towards the end has to come out naked too.
I mean, it's only fair.
Yeah. Nope. No
So you
shit.
can't be shy if you're gonna be on that show. It sounds like.
No, it sounds horrifying.
Yeah. So there's like a million of these dating shows
Oh, yeah.
on like Netflix. Because I know, as soon as I was done watching Temptation Island, you know how it kind of showed.
Mhm.
Oh, since you watched this, there's these shows. So
Mhm.
there's an entire row on Netflix of all of these shows, and I clicked on. Like I said, I watched The Mole because I was
Mhm.
like, it sounded interesting, and I heard that show got canceled because it had low ratings. You know, so yeah.
This is how I'm hearing about that.
And it surprises me because I thought it was a very interesting show. I thought
It
it was cool. I
is.
liked it. Yeah.
I really enjoy
Had a
it.
really cool premise to
It
it.
feels almost like Special Forces kind of type.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool. I enjoy.
It's kind of cool. A cool
Mhm.
concept.
As for my Netflix intake, my most watched show as of late has definitely been the anime One Piece.
Why was I about to just totally guess that?
What? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm sure you both are familiar with.
I know nothing about it.
Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy. So I'm not the best person to talk about it because I have friends who are like caught up with it. It's currently over 1,100 episodes, so thousands of episodes. The manga is still being made. It's gonna have probably a few years left until they finally find the One Piece, and the show and everything will be over.
Oh, that's literally the whole premise is to find One Piece.
The One Piece.
Well, yeah, but like One Piece.
Yes. So I am almost at 400 episodes, and I've gotten it. It's a little hard to get into at first. Is like, not that I'm recommending that you have to watch it. It at worst, it's just bad pacing and it's kind of slow. But when it's good, it's so emotionally fulfilling. It's because it's all about getting past, you know, the biggest obstacles, the biggest challenges, overcoming, like you feel like you could overcome anything, and it's just the best, most rewarding feeling after the main character beats the villain of whatever arc they're on. So the premise is there's this world, and pirates are very common because it's like an ocean world, big oceans, lots of islands. Goldie Roger, I believe is his name. Yeah, Goldie Roger was a legendary pirate. He was executed. And he says, "You want my treasure? You could have it." His treasure that he hid somewhere in the world is the One Piece. Nobody knows what it is. It is confirmed that it's actually a thing. It's a tangible, physical thing. It's not the friends we made along the way. It's not some stupid message. It's an actual thing. And when he was killed, it started the new era of pirates. And so people all over the world, these pirates are trying to find it. The main character is Monkey D. Luffy, and he wants to be the king of the pirates. He wants to find the One Piece and be the king of the pirates, which means to him ultimate freedom. And so he starts up his pirate crew. He gets the members, and he gains more members as the show goes on. And each character is just so well developed and unique. But the big villain is the world government, which is they're the world government, and they're super evil. They are erasing history from people, suppressing nations of people, and apparently the One Piece is now a bit of a side quest because they need to find the One Piece to defeat the world government so that the world can truly be free. So it's very big, grandiose ideas of politics and freedom. But
Is this a newer show?
it's been around since the 90s.
Okay.
They've still been making it over the past however 20 some odd years. And now they're in their final saga, so they're probably gonna make like 300 more manga chapters, 300 more episodes.
That sounds like so many.
It's a lot.
Yes. Now, the thing about getting into One Piece is so many people are like, I'll never watch it. It's so many episodes. My friend was like, you know what I said before I started watching, Ben? I'll never watch it. It's too long. There's just too many episodes. And then you watch it. My friends who are fully caught up, they say they wish there was more. There's a point where you wish there were more episodes. And it's very daunting to watch a show with that many episodes and be like, I'm going to finish it. Instead of thinking I have to watch like 800 episodes to finish it until I'm done, think of it as I have 30 something different story arcs that I have to finish. A story arc could be like, I don't know, 15 to 30 or like 100 episodes of whatever island they're on, a different goal, different quest. And that's where the pacing is interesting, because it's just different journeys, and you think of it as different story arcs instead of 1,000 episodes that you have to watch. And most of it, not all of it, is on Netflix. And I've been trying to watch other anime as well, but first and foremost for me, it's I want to catch up with One Piece so I can keep reading it until it's over and they find the One Piece. And it's so good. It's so
watched-
nice.
I think the only anime film I ever watched, and my friends made me watch it, was Akira.
Yeah.
They were like,
Classic.
you have to watch Akira. Yeah, they made me. They were like, it's just one of those movies you have to watch.
Yeah,
Actually,
I've never seen it, unfortunately. My
Mm.
my brother is a huge fan.
yeah.
That is an incredibly influential film, not just for animation and Japanese animated film, just for film in general. It's
Yeah.
a really huge, really cool dystopian, like cyberpunk, like Blade Runner. Really good
I liked
stuff.
how like badass it was. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I like that. So yeah, I never watched anything like that, and the characters being so like badass really made the cartoon cool to me.
Mm-hmm.
My friends are all about anime. Like, not all of them. I have a couple friends that really love that stuff, but I really have. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever actually seen one besides Akira. I think that's probably the only one. Have you ever watched the anime?
I forget what it's called, but it's that one street racing down the hill.
Speed Racer.
Speed
No.
Racer.
No,
That's
it's like-
yeah.
Something D.
Is it a film or is it
It's
a
a show.
show? The D Don?
No. It's something D.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Curious. Yes, I've gotten into anime a lot more in the past few years, and I've watched some shows relatively quickly. And
Now this might be a dumb question, so
Initial D. Yeah, I've heard of that.
if this sounds as dumb as it might, I apologize. But is anime only made in Japan? Is there American made anime films?
No, anime is Japanese.
Exactly. That's
you've-
why I didn't want to sound stupid.
Yeah, if
I was like, yeah, because I was like,
Well, there-
I get where it comes from.
well, there are shows that are Western made that are influenced by anime. Like there's the Teen Titans, which was one of my favorite cartoons. Like super Japanese influence, and also Avatar: The Last Airbender.
At least I
one of
watched
the best
Teen
shows
Titans,
ever.
okay?
Yeah, that's fair. Avatar, it's not anime, but some people
They put
might
it in
think
like the
it is.
same category, but it's not.
Yeah, because it's Western made, it's English, it's the influence. So many different anime has influence on film and other animated shows. For me, it's opened me up to show me many different ways that I could write a story and write characters heroes, villains, character arcs, story arcs, everything. Because some of the stuff that, like some of the manga I've read and the shows I've watched, like I've read some Berserk, I've read Full Metal Alchemist, I've read I read a lot of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is my favorite thing ever. It just made me realize there's so many different ways to write these characters, and I don't exactly know how to describe it without sounding like a jackass, but I've just learned so much as an artist.
What do you think the biggest like difference between like just like your typical cartoons or animations in like America compared to like anime? Like, cause I know like just from watching just a little bit I could tell that like it seemed a lot more it's a lot more extreme almost like
Yeah, the very stylized, romanticizing so many different topics and characters. I'd say one of the biggest differences is just pacing, because a cartoon like SpongeBob, whatever, that's just random bullshit happening every episode. But with most animes, because they're based off of a manga, it's like a kind of a straightforward story, and I'm trying to think of examples. So
is Dragon Ball Z considered anime?
yes, that's like one of the grandfathers of anime.
That's what I figured. Because I pictured like the
Super Saiyan.
yeah, the feet, the lines they put around him, like
Yeah,
exactly,
that classic.
Yeah.
So I'd say pacing, because in anime they're trying to get to, or the story's trying to get to a goal, and it's very linear, with other stuff happening, sure, but it's all like one episode flows into the next, and so on. Like most shows have like a beginning, middle, and end to an episode, but there's a lot of anime, like another example is Hunter x Hunter, which is one of my favorites. There is a sequence, it's like a fight, and it's in slow motion, and there's like that whole sequence is like 3 or 4 episodes of the span of like 10 minutes. It's how they pace these different things, because they're all part of the same story, but the episodes and the chapters, they leave you wanting more, because there are so many loose ends. Where in like some show, like I don't know, Breaking Bad, sure, there'd be loose ends at the end of an episode, but a whole episode still feels like a complete story. That makes sense. Like it could work as a short film.
So I got out back in 20.
State